You have served 5 years in solitary confinement. Tomorrow your sentence will be up and you will be allowed to return back to society.
Okay, but tell me this, what has been gained from me being in solitary confinement that would not have been accomplished in a different prison system?
It was the punishment you deserved.
The question is not whether or not I deserved this punishment, but how this form of punishment was more beneficial to me, or to the community than another would have been.
What are you basing this question on?
I am about to be released back into society. Look at me. I haven't interacted with another human being for years. I have no hope of ever returning to living a normal and a happy life.
What can you gain from being part of society anyhow?
Well, according to Aristotle, a lot.
Okay, go on.
For Aristotle, happiness is achieved through seeking and attaining virtue. In order to be virtuous, one must be a part of a society.
Right. Aristotle believes that the society's role is to shape the individual's character. Through the training of society, an individual will develop either good or bad habits.
Exactly my point. Aristotle also says that a human's function is to be happy. In order to be happy, I must be virtuous. And if this virtue is attained through me being part of a society, then, since I have been excluded from it for so long, how can I learn to be a part of it again?
So you are saying that since you have been outside of the community for so long you have forgotten what it is like to live within it?
Yes, and it's more than just forgetting what it's like. It's more about losing social skills, forgetting how to interact with others, and really, having little desire to do so.
Do you feel that solitary confinement will continue to be a punishment for you even when your sentence is up because it had such a negative impact on your social ability?
That is exactly what I am trying to say. I can't be expected to have the capacity to be able to return to a normal, social life. I probably won't be able to adjust. Without any preparation, I am suddenly being thrown into the community after spending 5 years completely alone. If Aristotle is right, then solitary confinement wasn't just a punishment, it was also a method of stripping me of the skills needed to become virtuous.
Then what do you propose should be done differently? Surely you can't deny that you deserved such a punishment.
The sentence I was given was 5 years in solitary confinement. I served that time, and now I'm being released. But the punishment does not stop as I have no clue how to live comfortably within society.
Would there be a way we could help you in your transition back into society? How about some sort of counseling focused on rehabilitation?
Counseling sessions during my imprisonment would have been very helpful. But is it your place to offer these? Sure, they would be helpful for me, but is it your responsibility?
It may not be my responsibility, but doing it would no doubt be beneficial to both you and the community.
I think doing so would be a supererogatory act.
I think the important question is whether or not we have an obligation to enable you and others in your situation to seek virtue. Maybe we don't, so doing so would be a supererogatory act. But either way, finding a way to provide counseling would still be a good thing to do.
Well, do you think that humans have an inherent right to pursue virtue?
I think so.
Then it would be your moral responsibility to make sure some sort of rehabilitation is offered. Unless, of course, by choice to commit a crime, I also chose to give up this right.
I don't know if we are in the position to decide at one point a human loses their rights. However, we can at least say this, it would be beneficial to both you and our community for you to undergo counseling before being thrown back into society. Am I right?
You're right.
Just because we may not be morally obligated to provide some sort of counseling does not mean that it would not be good for us to do so. This brings us back to why such an action would be supererogatory. Even though a supererogatory act is not morally required, regularly practicing such actions could lead to a better society.
So it doesn't matter if we call it a supererogatory act or a moral responsibility.
Right. Either way, it would be a good thing to do. It would benefit you. It would benefit our community. And, as Aristotle would say, it would better allow you to attain virtue.
So even though providing counseling or other such rehabilitation would be very helpful, it's not necessary. It would be a supererogatory act. But, doing such an act, although it's not required, is the best action to take.